It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Monday, July the 31st. I'm Michael Groff. Whenever it doesn't hit 100 degrees in the valley in July or August, you know it's probably because it's really steamy out there. And that was the case yesterday, a high of just 99. And that's 6 degrees below average. Now today, a bit of a different story. It's still going to be oppressively humid, but drier air in the mid-levels and more sun should allow temperatures to climb to near normal. So it's going to feel pretty miserable out there. Let's talk about it as we look outside this morning here at 6:35 a.m. Partly cloudy skies in the valley right now, 90 degrees at Sky Harbor. Look at the dew point at 70, relative humidity 52%. The winds are light and the barometer is rising. Temperatures across the area this morning, low 80s in the cooler locations, near 90 in the urban core. Satellite shows some clouds across western Arizona, even a few showers from around Gila Bend up toward the Grand Canyon. And on the watch warning map, all eyes turn toward Florida. Tropical storm warnings in effect from Tampa Bay to Fort Myers as they're dealing with Tropical Storm Emily with maximum sustained winds at 45 miles per hour. That'll trek across the Florida Peninsula. Heavy rain, some gusty winds. Elsewhere across the country, heat, the big story. In the valleys of central and northern California, extending to the Pacific Northwest, those are excessive heat watches and warnings. On the convective outlook, a marginal risk of severe storms associated with Emily across the Florida Peninsula, as well as a marginal risk for parts of the Dakotas and Minnesota. As far as our weather, we'll check the specifics, get into the details now as we look at the models. Here's the GFS. This is the 06Z run, valid at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time today. Big players on the board are a high-pressure area north of the state, inverted trough south of the state. The flow aloft generally southeasterly. And a bit of drier air works in at the mid-levels through the day today. Now, we're not going to notice that down here at the surface. It's still going to be really oppressively muggy. But with drier air, that means less cloud cover here in south central Arizona, more sun, higher temperatures, around 102 to 105 for our highs this afternoon, and only a slight chance of showers and storms here in the Phoenix area. Most of the thunderstorms will be confined to the mountains well east of Phoenix. Yes, a stray storm could make its way into the valley, so we'll still call for a 10% chance of rain later this afternoon and tonight, but widespread thunderstorm activity just not expected here. Any one of those storms, of course, could put out a wet microburst and some locally heavy rain, as we've seen from storms over the weekend. Luke Air Force Base had a wind gust of 80 miles per hour Saturday night, so you know these monsoon storms can be still pretty serious this time of year. Now, Tuesday looks like a more active day as another inverted trough makes its way northward toward the state. We'll still have very high humidity levels, so chances of showers and storms will be on the increase. We'll ramp it up to a 40% chance of storms tomorrow evening, highs 98 to 101. But look, this is the high-res NAM tomorrow night at 6 p.m., and this is indicating scattered to numerous showers and storms across the eastern half of the state, pushing west-northwest toward the valley. And again, the big potential, or the big threat from storms will be the potential for heavy rain and flash flooding. Now on Wednesday, that inverted trough continues to slip northward, and the main rainfall potential shifts to the western half of Arizona. Kind of a mostly cloudy morning, partly cloudy during the afternoon, and I think Wednesday's another day where we might not make the century mark, especially if Tuesday night's really active, and it's going to be, again, miserably humid, highs mid and upper 90s, with a continued slight chance of showers and storms. On Thursday, looks like a typical monsoon forecast, 20% chance of late afternoon and nighttime storms, highs around 101 to 104. Friday, the GFS thinks is going to be a more active day. It's been portrayed like this for the last several runs. Looks like another either inverted trough or upper level disturbance, a vigorous disturbance moves through for another round of showers and storms. And what happens on Friday is the upper level winds are easterly, but they're very light. The steering flow becomes very light. So storms that develop won't be moving very fast, and that means they're going to be capable of putting down some torrential rain, but it's going to be fairly localized. So anybody that gets wet on Friday probably sees some really heavy rainfall, and that's going to continue Saturday and Sunday, and I think highs each day are in the upper 90s to about 103. Let's go out to a week from today. This is Monday, the 7th of August. And yes, indications that the upper level pattern changes a little bit and maybe some drier air works in. But, you know, we've seen this advertised off and on the model runs. Right now, I think a persistence forecast of at least a low-grade monsoon looks likely for the first half of next week. And high temperatures roughly around normal, 102 to 105 each day with a slight chance of late afternoon and nighttime storms. That's true for Tuesday, the 8th of August. And here's the end of the forecast period. This is Wednesday, the 9th. And yes, the westerlies could start to sag a bit southward, and we could start to see some drier air, but that's a lot of coulds. So for now, again, low-grade monsoon still in effect. Let's look at the National Weather Service blend product for our temperatures through the period. Highs roughly about normal each day, maybe even somewhat below normal. You know, if we're only seeing highs 101, 103, 105, we're not doing too bad for late July and early August. These look pretty reasonable. They could be a lot worse. You know that. And that'll do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. Our next video comes back here tomorrow morning. We really do appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. If you like our videos, as always, be sure to subscribe to us so that whenever we post a brand new video, you'll get the notifications. Otherwise, be safe out there. Stay cool. Man, it is muggy out. Have a great Monday.